2 weeks since a home exploded on Hogarth Street in Flint. The explosion damaged dozens of homes, left 3 homes completely demolished, and sadly, 2 people died as a result. According to the City of Flint Police Department, Consumers Energy says they completed their investigation last week, and they say gas was not the cause of the explosion. Now, a lawsuit has been filed against Consumers Energy. Mid-Michigan Now's Courtney Bennett joins us live from where that explosion happened in Flint. Courtney, what can you tell us about this lawsuit?
Attorney Geoffery Fieger has filed a lawsuit on behalf of the Lisa Rochowiak estate. Now, this lawsuit claims that Lisa was the 55-year-old woman who died in the home explosion on November 22nd. According to the lawsuit, she called Consumers Energy on the morning of November 22nd because she smelled gas. Now, the lawsuit says that someone from Consumers came out to the scene and gave the all clear. That's according to the lawsuit. Later that evening, around 9:30 p.m., is when the home explosion happened. Consumers Energy is telling Mid-MichiganNow that they have no record of a phone call being made on that day and no record of anyone coming out to the scene. Now, here's the statement that they gave us. They say that our investigation shows there were no leaks or other issues relating to our natural gas system, equipment, or service outside the home. Additionally, Consumers Energy has reviewed internal call logs and vehicle tracking data, all of which confirms that they were not notified of a gas leak in the home or any related issue prior to the incident. Contrary statements in the lawsuit documents are false and the legal claims are baseless. That's what Consumers Energy had to say. I talked to Geoffery Fieger and he said this when I asked him about the investigation.
The police department is also conducting an investigation that they say that we won't know for a few weeks from now. Are you guys also waiting on those as well, that investigation to come out?
Sure, we're conducting our own investigation. We've hired cause and origin experts who have gone to the scene and are conducting extensive research and investigation. But we believe that the city, the police department, and as well as Consumers Power Company are going to come to ultimately the same conclusion that this was a gas explosion.
We spoke to the City of Flint as well as the City of Flint Police Department, and they say that the investigation is continuing and they have no time frame on when this investigation could be complete.
Biden administration announcing today that the U.S. will not send diplomats to China. Mid-Michigan Now's Ron Hilliard joined us in the studio. Ron, what could this mean for Team USA?
Dave, the White House press secretary says they'll cheer on Team USA from home. I spoke with a Mid-Michigan Now expert who says this action sends a symbolic message to China.
We will not be contributing to the fanfare of the games.
That's the message the White House delivered to the world Monday, saying it will not send any diplomats to the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, accusing the Chinese government of genocide and crimes against humanity.
U.S. diplomatic or official representation would treat these games as business as usual in the face of the PRC's egregious human rights abuses and atrocities in Xinjiang, and we simply can't do that.
Alma College professor of international relations, Dr. Derek Holm, has closely watched and researched political use of sports, even writing a book about the U.S. full boycott of the 1980 Summer Olympic Games in Moscow. He says the diplomatic boycott is a low-risk move, but one that's warranted.
I think that the Biden administration has very rightfully tried to shine a light on a situation in China that the world should be paying attention to. The Chinese government shouldn't think that it can act with impunity.
Holmes says people watching at home are not going to recognize that the diplomats are missing, adding that the Chinese government knows that.
And China is not going to change its treatment of internal folks that it regards as dissidents or as problematic because of what the rest of the world does. China will simply resent that.
He says it's too late in the process to organize a full-fledged boycott. The Biden administration also saying that U.S. athletes deserve to have their moment.
The athletes on Team USA have our full support.
Dr. Holmes says this sends a clear message. So how might China respond? The professor thinks there might be a diplomatic tit for tat. He says China might expel a certain number of diplomats for a period of time, but he does not expect this diplomatic boycott to escalate far beyond that.
They want to offer support to expecting mothers who may face challenges when giving birth to their children. So Revive Community Health Center is there to provide resources so mothers can feel supported along their journey. Now, the program with the health center that focuses on helping expecting mothers, it's called Revive Village. It's set up like a case management approach where the center receives moms through referrals. These mothers are then assigned what the center calls a life liaison. This person is a staff member who connects expecting mothers to resources in the community. According to Executive Director Katrina Tillman, there are a lot of tools in Flint and Genesee County to help women, but she says they have a hard time finding them because they're scattered. So the life liaison is there to help make things a little bit easier. The center also offers virtual and in-person workshops to help mothers with things like breastfeeding and nutrition.
We know that both African American women and brown women are more likely to die giving birth than our Caucasian counterparts. And so we want to make sure that we have a program here in the community that really focuses in on the health and the education for expecting mothers in the community.
Now, according to a 2019 CDC study, Black and American Indian women are 2 to 3 times more likely to die from pregnancy-related causes, than white women. So with this in mind, Revive Community Health Center is currently serving 35 women, with several producing healthy babies. Now, coming up this morning, we'll tell you the story of one woman who is a part of this program and how she says it's benefiting her.